I was doing runs of Guwange and I noticed that every time I did well on the cat spider, I would always struggle with stage 4, whereas every time I missed or didn't do as well, stage 4 would be easy for me. I hypothesized that the game's difficulty may be scaling with my coin count, specifically the speed of the bullets and the rate at which they're fired. I played through stage 4 from the same save state 4 different times, artificially setting my coins to a different amount each time, and what I discovered was pretty interesting. On the left we're starting with 0 coins, next is starting with 15,000 coins, which is around my target for a viable run. Next is 25,000 coins, which is impossible to reach at this point in the game. And finally on the right we have 60,000 just because I wanted to see how crazy the rank would get if this is true. You'll notice that the leftmost run gets significantly ahead of the others over time, which was actually an oversight on my part because the lack of tick coins from being in 1000 mode means the game isn't slowing down as much. I should have started with 1000 on that one, but I still believe that at least a small part of the lack of slowdown was due to there being fewer bullets. Here's the interesting part. You'll notice that the rightmost run, the 60,000 coin one, also gets ahead of the middle two, even if only by a little bit, but it's still not at all what I expected to see. When I was recording these, I also struggled the most with the 25,000 run and not the 60,000 one. But why? Well, after some additional testing, I discovered that the game's rank seems to overflow around 50,000 coins and loops back to the easiest difficulty. You can see the difference very clearly between these two clips of the same section, the left one just below 50,000 and the right one just over 50,000. The only part of the game that should be affected by this quirk is the very end, as the earliest you can reasonably reach 50,000 is probably the wagon section. So I tested the final pattern in the same way and it is a night and day difference. On the left is just below 50,000 at max rank, and on the right is just above at minimum rank. The difference in bullet speed is so dramatic that on the left I am struggling to survive, but on the right, with only a few more coins, I am basically on autopilot and still manage to no miss. This is fantastic news for me, since it means that if I make it to 50,000 coins, the final bosses become free and my chances of no missing absolutely skyrocket. Only problem is that if I'm even barely short of 50,000, then I'm at a huge disadvantage. From a design standpoint, this is obviously horrible because it makes this weird difficulty curve where mid-level players are actually playing a harder game than high-level players. I love Guwange, but I'll be the first to admit that it has some really stupid oversights, like this one, that just hurt the longevity of the game. This rank bug alongside the counterstop make it clear that the devs didn't think it was possible to even get this many coins, probably because they underestimated the scoring potential of the cat spider. It's sad to see that the design kind of falls apart at the higher level, because this game is so close to being perfect, but I'll talk more in depth about these issues in a future video. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with a new PB.